Trump impeached for second time a week after Capitol attack. For the second time in his presidency, Donald Trump has been impeached by the U.S. House of Representatives, this time for inciting the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol by an angry mob of his supporters. It is the first time in American history that any president has been impeached twice during their term. The article of impeachment, supported by all Democrats and a handful of Republicans, alleges that Trump had spurred the insurrection upon the Capitol a week ago, in which thousands of his supporters breached the heart of American democracy, smashing windows, vandalizing property, and getting into physical clashes with Capitol police officers. 5 people, including a Capitol police officer, died as a result. 11 of New York City's 12 members of Congress voted to impeach the president again. The lone holdout was Nicole Maleskotez of Brooklyn, Staten Island, the only Republican in the city's delegation. Manhattan, Brooklyn Congressman Gerald Nadler, who chairs the House Judiciary Committee and served as a manager over Trump's first impeachment trial last winter, presided over the Democratic side over Wednesday's debate on the incitement of insurrection article. Nadler said Trump unleashed the force of a mob on the People's House, and encouraged that attack with the explicit intent to disrupt a joint session of Congress, an attack that threatened the safety of the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, and the President pro tempore of the Senate, the next 3 officers in line of succession. The vote came a week after the January 6th coup attempt. Thousands of National Guard troops are now in Washington working to ensure it remains safe for next week's inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Prior to his support of the impeachment article, Brooklyn Queens Congressman Hakeem Jeffries took to social media to say, "Today the House will impeach President Trump for a second time to protect the safety and well-being of the American people. Donald Trump is a living, breathing, impeachable offense," Jeffries said on the House floor Wednesday. President Trump instigated this and must be held accountable, Congressman Tom Susi said in a statement following the vote. The president's duty is to protect our republic and its people, yet he built a mob, filled it with lies, and encouraged it to fight to stop the steal. "Mr. President, you have not put America first, and now you must be removed," he added. Congresswoman Grace Meng, who was holed up in her office during the raid, echoed her colleagues' sentiments. "As I said last week, President Trump is a danger to our nation," Meng said. "The president must be held accountable for fueling a seditious assault on the U.S. Capitol and failing to take steps to stop the violence. He is a vital threat to our country and our Constitution. For the good and safety of our nation and to defend our democracy, it is imperative that President Trump is removed from office at once and barred from holding public office in the future. The Senate must now act expeditiously." Malekotez meanwhile, will vote against the measure, claiming voter fraud in states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, referring to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's remarks after President George W. Bush's re-election in the 2004 national election. It is the duty of Congress to oversee the certification of electoral votes and taking the lead of Speaker Pelosi in 2005 have robust and respectful debate. It is not our duty to simply serve as rubber stamps, she wrote on Twitter. After the impeachment vote, Bronx, Queens Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted a video to Twitter in which she ripped those Republicans who opposed the impeachment. Just 10 Republicans joined the 22 Democrats who voted in favor of impeachment. I don't ever want to hear or see the Republican Party talk about blue lives ever again. Ocasio-Cortez said, "This was never about safety for them. It was always a slogan, because if they actually cared about rule of law, they would speak up when people break the law. They would enforce fairness and equity, but they don't give a damn about the law. They give a damn about white supremacy." Their approved article now goes to the Senate for a trial. It is appeared unlikely that the extraditionally swift impeachment would lead to Trump's ouster before the Republican president's 4-year term ends and Biden is inaugurated on January 20th. The Senate's Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell rejected Democratic calls to convene the Senate in emergency session to begin an immediate impeachment trial. According to a spokesman, the trial will occur after Biden's inauguration. 2/3 of the vote of the assembled Senate are required to convict an official on an article of impeachment. A guilty verdict on this impeachment article would result in Trump being disqualified from holding public office in the future.